this in. Talk about a shocking moment.
What up, y'all? This is your boy Ace here, and welcome to Afternoons Delight. So, bro, I'll tell you what, this has been a very interesting weekend for women's wrestling. Women's wrestling in particular, it's been a very interesting weekend. Lots of title changes, bro. Lots of title changes. And I'll tell you what, man, I don't want to give myself credit on this one like I did my Zoe Stark and Trish Stratus hookup in Night of Champions in WWE. I really believe the WWE was listening to my videos. I really do. I really believe they was listening to my videos. A lot of people were saying that Toni Storm was probably going to get a shot against Jamie Hayter. So I'm not going to take credit for this one. But it was crazy how Jamie Hayter ended up getting her title shot at Double or Nothing, because I've been saying that for like 2 months now, that Toni Storm, because of how hot she's been, I've been saying this, out of all the women without a title, she was the hottest wrestler this year. Out of all the ones without a title. Hotter than Asuka. Who else? Slightly hotter than Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton was like almost neck and neck with Toni Storm. That was the only other one where I was like, this girl probably a little bit is up there with Toni Storm as far as like, since the start of the new year, 2023 in January. Been very hot. And Toni Storm deserves this title, man. Really deserves the title. Let me go over how this went. So, the match started very interesting because after Toni Storm made her entrance, we didn't see Jamie Hayter. So, her music played, but she didn't come out. And I thought that was a little weird. I was watching this with somebody. I was watching this with a friend of mine. And he had noticed, too, like, nobody came out. Like, nobody came out. So, I was like, nobody came out. Nobody came out, huh? So, her music played the second time, and still nobody really came out. So I was like, oh, wait a minute. Did the Outcast beat up Jamie Hayter? And guess what? They pulled her out of there, and Saraya and Ruby Soho was giving her the beats. And so, before the match even started, the psychology of the match, the whole match, and I love the psychology of it. They worked on Jamie Hayter's injured, I think it's a shoulder that she injured, or elbow, something like that. I forgot what Jamie Hayter injured, what part of her arm she injured. But they kept on working on it. And kept on working on it. The whole match, they was working on it. They even did some spots into the steel steps, which made it even worse. So, Jamie Hayter was really working off of one arm. But Jamie Hayter was still trying to use her arm, man. She was still trying to use it. So, when she got back up, she was trying to do the thing. But Hikaru Shida ended up coming out because Ruby Soho was standing on the apron and bickered with the referee. And this happens like in almost every Outcast match, dude. It's always a bickering with the referee, a referee distraction. That's when Hikaru Shida came out and attacked her, and they fought. Hayter ran Storm into the exposed turnbuckle. So the match started getting evened up a little bit here. And then she clotheslined her. Hayter sold her shoulder. So it was her shoulder, guys. She sold her shoulder, then covered Storm for a 2 count. Hayter fired up and ripped the tape off her injured shoulder. Like I said, this one she was trying to use it, but this was a mistake, though. Hayter went for a ripcord move that Storm avoided. Storm shoved Hayter, whose shoulder hit the exposed turnbuckle, and that was when it really looked bad for Hayter. And then Storm followed with a Storm Zero. So that was all she wrote for Jamie Hayter. In a little bit of over three minutes, like we said before, Toni Storm should have gotten the championship, and she got it. And Toni Storm is your new AEW Women's Championship. And unlike last year, this is a real title run for her now. This is a real title for Toni Storm. And the Outcast needed this title. I kept on saying this to to make them legit. They needed a title. The Outcast needed somebody in the group with a title. I was saying with Toni Storm being as hot as she was, she should get the title. To me with the Outcast, there's no real leader in the group. I think a lot of people assume it's Saraya. Ruby Soho is probably the best talker in the group, but Toni Storm is obviously the one actively that's wrestling the best right now. So she was the one, to me, since Saraya's you know, they're going to have her limited as far as when she's able to fight. So I kind of knew that this would be something where they probably was only going to have her fight. So Toni Storm with the title, man. And I think Toni Storm, being on the road like she is, she makes it tough for everyone else. She's going to make it tough for everybody else in the company, man. So crazy stuff there. Let me go over the poll results. I got 2 of them to go over. The first one was the prediction for this match. Got a nice turnout, 560 votes for this on 35 likes. Thank y'all for voting. And I was wrong with this one too, just like I was in the Anarchy in the Arena match. I should have put Toni Storm on top. But I wanted to give Jamie Hayter her respect as a champion, but I think most of y'all knew Toni Storm was probably going to win. 70 to 30%. But not a bad turnout for Jamie Hayter, though. 30% is pretty good in one of my polls. It's not exactly 40%, but 30%, at least it wasn't too lopsided. So, good stuff there. And I saw a few of y'all like arguing in the comment section about who y'all thought should win and stuff like that. And it was crazy, man. I was surprised that some of y'all was like arguing, man. Like, no, Toni right now was on A-Gage. Y'all should be respecting Toni Storm, bro. I kind of didn't like the way y'all was disrespecting Toni Storm, man. Some of y'all, because she deserved every minute of her title. She deserved every minute of it. And shout out to you, Predator Kingdom, because I saw you getting a little tussle with this dude named Jose ATX, who was looking pretty saucy. He was looking pretty saucy in there. He was looking pretty saucy about that. But yeah, I mean, Toni Storm deserves it, man. Toni Storm absolutely deserves it. I'm glad she got it. I called it. I said she should get it. I'm glad she got it. And then the other poll I did, this one had a bigger turnout, 827 votes. I basically asked y'all 4 different female wrestlers who were challengers for the title, who y'all thought should get it. Toni Storm was on top here too, 52%. And Tiffany Stratton was very close to second place, 31%. Taya Valkyrie 11%, and Lyra Valkyria only at 6% at the bottom. So Toni Storm won both polls. So it's like a lot of y'all was rooting for Toni Storm tonight. And I think for Toni Storm, it comes full circle for her because she was the interim last year, and I really didn't like the fact that Toni was living off the interim title. Toni should have had the title for real. For real. I hated it that they had the interim title on her so long. Now she's a real and I think she should hold it until Jay Cargill comes after her. I think Jay Cargill should turn babyface, should turn face, and come after Toni Storm either at Full Gear or Revolution next year. I think that's when she should get it, Jay Cargill. So we'll see if they do that. That's my next plan with this, because I think an Outcast versus Jay Cargill storyline will be so fire. I think that'd be pretty good, man. But yeah, man, I'm very proud of Toni Storm, man. I'm very proud. She really, I think, this year for some reason, man, when she turned heel, the energy just went back up with Toni Storm. This is the best I've seen her in her whole entire career. This little run she's had, she's done very well. I'm very proud of Toni Storm, and the Outcast with a champion, bro. It's gonna be interesting right now. It's gonna be interesting right now. We haven't had a heel champion since Britt Baker. I think Britt Baker was the last heel woman champion we had, because Thunder Rosa was a face, Toni Storm was a face, Jamie Hayter. When Jamie Hayter won, she was a heel. Then they did this like face turn with her. But when she first got it, she was a heel. But she was a heel that got cheered, which is interesting. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man, because we also got the same thing going on in NXT. I'm gonna do that video later, but I need to get to the Jay Cargill match right now. So go ahead and give me your thoughts on this. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, y'all. We'll talk more about this on Wednesday for Dynamite. Thank y'all for watching. After News Delight.